Welcome back. I'm Akshay Tandon. To some breaking news where Israel has launched attacks on Hamas leadership in the Qatari capital today. They say the individuals were directly responsible for the October 7th massacre. However, Hamas has now said that their top leaders survived the strikes. 5 lower-level members were killed, including the son of Hamas's leader for Gaza and their top negotiator. Qatar, which has acted as a mediator in the conflict between Israel and Hamas, condemned the action as cowardly and called it a flagrant violation of international law. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres also condemned the attack, saying all parties must work towards achieving a permanent ceasefire, not destroying it. The strike on the territory of a U.S. ally marks a significant escalation in the risk and risks pending talks aimed at ending the war and freeing the remaining hostages. Now, Israel's intelligence service released these images showing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in an operation room at the time of the attack in Qatar. Speaking a few hours ago, Netanyahu said that at noon today he convened the heads of Israel's security organization and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas.
These are the same terrorists who planned, terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th. The savage murder of 1,200 people, the beheading of men, the rape and murder of women, the burning of babies, the taking of over 250 hostages, innocent hostages, grandmothers, grandchildren, Holocaust survivors.
Let's now bring in retired Lieutenant General Mark Schwartz, former U.S. Security Coordinator for Israel and Palestinian Authority. Sir, good afternoon, and thank you for your time here on CTV News Channel. Appreciate it. What are your initial reactions, assessments of this latest escalation by Israel in Doha?
Well, I think my first reaction was that Prime Minister Netanyahu and, the leadership around him, the defense minister, felt like the senior negotiators for Hamas have outlived their usefulness. And if you saw what occurred against Hania in 2024 and several other leaders outside of the Gaza Strip that have been eliminated by Israeli strikes or other activities, that has been the precedent that I think led up to today. So the fact that they went after Khalil al-Hayya, who is the senior negotiator, and several of his lieutenants that are part of the negotiating team for Hamas, that's what I deducted from the news of the strike today.
Okay, I also want to play out, sir, a reaction that's coming from the White House on these strikes. Let's take a listen to what the White House press secretary was saying, and I'll come back to you for your analysis, sir.
This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. President Trump immediately directed Special Envoy Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States and feels very badly about the location of this attack. President Trump wants all of the hostages in Gaza and the bodies of the dead released, and this war to end now.
So what does this reaction tell you? The fact that this attack came on a U.S. ally, a very key mediator in the process of achieving peace that President Trump really wants. How do you think this is going to really play out where the entire peace process is concerned, where the negotiator is being attacked as well as a party that is trying to broker peace between Hamas and Israel?
Well, first, the attack didn't go against a U.S. ally. The attack was against Hamas terrorists. So that's important to qualify. Second, what that statement suggests to me was that the notification actually occurred either during the conduct of the operation or shortly thereafter, because what was specifically stated was that U.S. Central Command, that's responsible for, from the U.S. standpoint, the region, notified the White House of, the aircraft and that this operation had been conducted, which is different from, I think, what was initially assessed, that the Prime Minister's office or the Minister of Defense himself notified our War Department that the operation was going to take place. So that's important. And lastly, clearly, I think, while not firmly stated, what I would deduce from that statement was that President Trump, was not happy at all with the fact that this attack took place, particularly given the fact that Mr. Witkoff and his team have been working very closely with Qatar to try to come to some level of agreement with Hamas for a cessation of military hostilities inside of Gaza, and most importantly, the release of the hostages and getting the innocent Palestinians safe and away from the ongoing conflict.
Okay, we'll leave it at that as we watch what happens up next in this war. But for the moment, retired Lieutenant General Mark Schwartz, appreciate your time and insight, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.